Welcome to the Vinny Rock Podcast.
Much more than this, I did it my way.
Yo, what up? What's up, guys? It's the Vinny Rock Podcast. It's been a while. I know, it's been a while. I've been super busy with filming the Mayans MC Season 2. Pretty excited about that. I can't really talk much about it, but I can say I am doing it, and it's nice, and it's fun. Before I took off from Salt Lake City to L.A., I actually sat down and did a podcast with Matt Best, and we talked a lot about all kinds of different stuff, but obviously the most important thing that I want to make sure you guys know is that he's got a book out. He's got a book coming out. Go out there right now and pre-order it. Everywhere you can buy books, you fucking know where to get it. It's called Thank You for My Service. You guys check that out. Besides that, you guys already know we have sponsors. We have a few sponsors. Core Medical Group. If you guys haven't been paying attention to my social media, I've been losing weight, feeling great. I finally kind of started taking my shit serious. Besides taking, TRT and helping me burn the fat and get my energies normal and get my hormones back to a normal level, I'm in the gym and I'm actually eating good. That's the hardest part for me because I like to drink beer. But I've cut out pretty much most all liquor and cut out everything I can think of that's just unhealthy, mainly sugars, and we're doing good, So I've been dropping weight and feeling good, and it's all because I have the help and assistance from the TRT that Core Medical Group sends me. Core Medical Group is fucking amazing. You guys check them out. Let them know I sent you. Also, don't forget, we have Willie Pete's Chocolates. I think we're honestly super close from getting our Willie Pete's Chocolates. I think it's considered a hot sauce, more like a mild kind of barbecue smoky sauce. But you guys go check out Willie Pete's Chocolate. It's the best. Those of you who haven't heard about it before, Willie Pete's Chocolate, this guy, he makes the chocolate at his house. He actually grows all those plants that he puts in there. Most of the stuff, obviously Black Rifle coffee, he puts in one of the chocolate bars. But you have different kind of Scoville units, different levels of heat from nothing at all, and has chocolate and marshmallows and graham cracker kind of thing in it, so it's like a s'more. Or you can go all the way up to like a Moab, and it has like a Carolina Reaper pepper, and it'll fuck your shit up. But if you guys are interested in that shit, go ahead and check it out at Willie Pete's Chocolates. Beyond Clothing and outdoor equipment store. It's expeditionary gear and layering systems. And when I say all that, it sounds fucking crazy. It's really badass and high quality outdoor gear, from jackets to pants to backpacks to layers and layers and layers of other gear. So you guys go check them out. I mean, you won't be disappointed. I think they have one of the best social medias out there and showing the lifestyle of being part of that community of Beyond Clothing. And GMR Gold. That is our last one for today. GMR Gold, Bouillon Box. I don't know if you guys know, but this is what I do. I have a subscription with these guys, and it's pretty cool. You go check out gmrgold.com if you have any questions, but gold, silver, precious metals, that's what they dabble in. And beyond the Bouillon Box is something you can order. You can order like a $100, $200, $300 subscription and get sent to your house some really cool and exotic metals, mostly silver, some gold, some pieces here and there. I think it's fucking awesome. Me and the family love it. I think it's really cool. I know I got a package coming here soon. I'm excited to see what it is and what the surprise it has in store. But you guys should check them out. That's GMR Gold or Bouillon Box. Check them out online, gmrgold.com. Burn. Now, let's get to the podcast with Matt Best.
Boom. Recording. I think it's recording. Yeah, we're good. What's up, dude?
What's up, man? How are you?
Good, man. Hey, what's up, guys? The Vinny Rock Podcast. Obviously, I'm here with my boy, Matt Best. And
what a pleasure.
This is a long time coming. Like, I wanted to be the first guest on my podcast when it first started, but shit got so fucking busy on both ends that it never happened. And so now look at us. Years later, I think it's 2 years now later, here you are on the podcast.
What episode are you on your podcast? You're up in the hundreds, right?
No, I don't know. I don't even pay attention, bro. I stopped fucking. I originally started numbering them like episode 1, episode 2. And then I was like, fuck episode. Boom, just put it up there.
Put them up and go for it. I love it.
Well, dude, I do it all myself, right? So, and I've never been like the most organized when it comes to shit. So as long as the content's up there, I can give a fuck what number it is.
Hey, we're creatives, man. We're like not that organized, but at least we keep going and always hustling. So that's the beauty of it.
That's it, man. So what's up, man? So first of all, like we're going to talk about it at the end. I want to make sure we highlight that I see finally the book is out, man. And it's crazy because it's taken, 2 years of the process?
2 years almost in the DOD. I mean, I wrote the treatment for the book and shopped it around 3 years ago. And so, yeah. I mean, you wrote a book and published it before mine even came out, and I had a good start on you. So for you. And
my book was an easy one because it wasn't like, it's not about my life per se. And it was also kind of more of a self-help kind of section. So it wasn't hard to write that, but like, I couldn't even imagine where to start if I was going to start writing my story. And so for you to do that and finally get it done. And I know the DOD had a lot of pull in there that was trying to slow it down. And that's really the reason it took 2 years just in the process of in the DOD, right? Because they were trying to redact information kind of thing, right?
Well, it wasn't necessarily the how much they redacted. Their redactions were fairly light when I got it back. I mean, it was stuff that I thought was a little silly, but they were super fair in their redactions. I mean, they didn't really pull anything that I narrated as far as like war stories and stuff. It was a lot of like, don't say this tier of unit's name and redact it. You're like, absolutely. A couple people that were on target with us back in the day, they didn't want to know, and totally understandable. But I went into it writing it like super OPSEC friendly, growing up in Ranger Battalion together. Like, remember that you couldn't say anything.
Yeah. Hi, Mom. Life is good. I love you.
Exactly. And I always obviously take that in consideration because a lot of our friends are still...
You still have the boys doing work.
So, yeah, man. And I would never once want to do that. So their redactions were light. But yeah, it took over 17 months. And I didn't know, but I actually had a friend reach out to me and go, reach out legally to them. And I'm like, whoa, absolutely not. And they're like, no, pretty much everybody does it. So I just... consulted them through an attorney, and just to say, hey guys, where are we at? Just let me know if you need more time. And then within like a month, they had it redacted, and I guess they did a bunch of sweeps on it, and we're live and ready to go. I'm super excited, man, because a lot of the stuff that we did back in the ARC 15 days is in there, and kind of the successes and the failures and all the cool stuff.
Well, it's the glory days, right? Like I tell people, I say, it's cool to see the wave of veteran entrepreneurs that come after us that I know personally, and they've mentioned directly to me that it was a big influence on what we've done. And that in itself is pretty cool to be a part of. You know what I mean? And us not knowing what we were doing was was even what makes it more beautiful. We were just like, let's fucking have some fun. You know what I mean? Like, I had no idea my position would turn into what it was, right? Like, I was like, hey, I'll go help you, dude, whatever. And then I did a JT, and then all of a sudden it's like in one video, next video, and all of a sudden it starts becoming like, oh, people are knowing who Rocco is. And I was like, holy fuck, my life is changing from these fucking YouTube videos. And so like, just my life alone has been severely impacted. I mean, I think what I do today is really based off the foundation of what Article 15 created for me. You know what I mean? In itself, what we created, if you will. And so it's been a fucking crazy ride, dude. And it's cool that you mentioned a lot of that in the book, which is fucking rad.
Yeah, it was a pivotal point in my life. I was deploying, carrying a gun full time. You were working for the government, and, JT was doing that stuff. And I think the hardest question I've had to answer over the years has been, well, how'd you guys know what to do? And I can't reiterate that enough. It's like, we didn't know what we were doing. We were trying to create a source of supplemental income to kind of have fun and justify drinking beers at 1 a.m. Outside of our professional careers that we were really, really busy with. But I never set out to am I going to own a coffee company or a whiskey company or an apparel company? It was like, no, man, I just wanted to start selling a couple of shirts to buy a better video camera. And then when you came on board super early, it was like, well, of course I want to hang out with Vince. He's one of my best friends. And I've been to war with the guy. Of course I want him around, and not to mention your personality and how good you are on camera and your creativeness. So it's so much fun.
It was crazy, man. It's one of those things where it had to end at some point. It was just so perfect. And it was like the perfect amount of chaos happening at the right time. And during the whole social media boom, using social media to market, and everything was just this perfect science that happened. And so it wasn't going to continue. We couldn't continue to make the YouTube videos at the pace that we were making them forever. It's impossible. people didn't realize how much work it took to just come from concept to video. And then right when you make the fucking dopest video you ever thought it was, the next one's like, bro, can't wait for the next one. You're like, motherfucker.
It's creatively taxing like a mofo. And
yeah, bro.
I always use that analogy when people hold up like a camera and are like, make a viral video, Matt. You're like, what I do with my hands. You know?
That's the thing. Well, dude, I want to make sure, like I tell people, and I've told you personally, like I think a lot of people, and I hope your book talks about it, and it probably won't, because I know you're probably not going to be really self-indulging, you know. So it's like I believe that you are really you are the one person in the veteran space that is kind of the revolution, the Renaissance man of our era of this kind of concept. Like, there was people doing videos before Matt Best, right? I think when you made the videos, it really was the perfect combination of legitimate background, looks, charismatic personality, you know what I mean? And as well as, you know, is your editing and your videography style. You know what I mean? I think when you came out with the first rap battle, and that took off, it was like, dude, who the fuck can compete with you right now? Like, in my head, I was like, this is the dopest thing. And so when it all came about, you in El Paso, we did the Beers with Best, and I hung out, and that's kind of what started me hanging around with the crew. Yeah. It was like, I knew, it was like, man, the talent that you had and turning it into with JT's mind of saying, hey, let's make this into a company and let's sell shirts. And then, so the whole package was this incredible fucking viral content video, or potentially viral content video, ends up in the end promoting a t-shirt company, which was owned by special operations and freaking combat veterans. You know what I mean? Which is like this kind of perfect package at the time, with enough humor, but not too far to the left, too far. It was just this really fucking perfect piece that you created, and it continued to do so. And I think that like I hope that the world some days knows, like, Matt Best really was the guy who started this path. That now you see a little bit of Matt Best in almost every veteran video that's comedy out there. There's a little bit of, you know, and I say it like that, and I say a little bit of Matt Best, but I believe it's definitely some sprinkles of what you've done is continue to affect every veteran company out there, not even that law enforcement. And you see it's growing into this big social media, and people can say no, this and that, but I believe it was all a testament to what you created from the beginning. I think Black Rifle's success is started off of the fucking tidal wave of following that you created from Article 15, and it just continued to pile on. It's like momentum, man. You had the momentum and kept going, and now, combined with smart business, combined with great partners and all these other things, like, now you have like a very successful company in Black Rifle Company, and the future is obviously the sky's the limit. But it was just like this perfect piece that I don't think anyone could have put together without you. I think you business partners, great business partners, and smart business decisions are always there, and you always have to make those. But I think it all comes. It's a lot harder to get where it is now without the beginnings of what Matt Best did, and that's how I see it.
Well, I mean, I freaking really appreciate your reverence. That's awesome. And thank you. And, you know, I guess I didn't really realize it ever early on until maybe more recently, when I've had really big names in the community that have more followers than I do now. And they're like, I started this because I saw a picture of you doing this and the videos. And, you know, and I take it in a way of like, that's awesome, man. Like, if I can inspire people to go be business owners or show them that there is some form of success or outlet to vent their creativeness, like, then that's freaking awesome. You know, I remember early on when I'd see people like replicate exact things I was doing, I'm like,
it's hard to say,
little punk. And now I'm like, why am I a hater? I'm like, I know that I can always create stuff and I'm pretty good at it. So like, if other people want to, you know, try a form of content that I've done, because I've done the same thing. I've taken inspiration from everywhere and kind of put my own twist on it. Like, that's awesome, you know?
Yeah, we gotta think, early on, it was taking food out of our mouths, right? Early on, it was a little bit of a competition because you have a t-shirt company that's putting out almost the exact same content as another t-shirt company. Well, yeah, then it is kind of this like, hey, what the fuck? You're stealing content. But in the end, it's always like, yeah, but they're copying us because who we are. You know what I mean? And, you know, and they knew that we had essentially that algorithm figured out, you know, in a sense.
Yeah, I think it's awesome now. I mean, I think that there is a sense of dilution that has happened within the veteran-owned business space. I think a lot of people just throw that term out there now without understanding the leverage and the weight that statement carries. But overall, I've seen some really epic, amazing businesses. I've seen you follow through with your entrepreneurship. I've seen other companies succeed. And I mean, that's the American dream right there. If you go serve your country and then your own boss, I think everybody should try it. Hopefully in a more safe route and not just dump their life saving into an idea.
Yeah. Walk away from a 7.5 year fucking federal career. I always question like, holy fuck, I'm an idiot. But if I didn't jump all in, I never would be in the position I am now. You know what I'm saying? So
for sure.
But it's cool. It's kind of a testament to, I think, if you can use a lot of the skills that the military has kind of instilled in us, it's pretty comfortable route to jump into entrepreneurship. It's never going to be fucking easy, right? There's never a fucking business fucking sucks and it's hard as fuck, but there's no better feeling to kind of control your schedule a little bit more, have a little bit more control of your life, have creative vision, and being able to know that that's something that you've kind of nurtured into what it is today kind of concept, like I've never been more fulfilled in doing that with companies than I have with anything else.
Yeah, no, it works out well for me because I'm definitely not a lazy person. Like what I lack in intelligence, I make up for in work ethic. And so, but it's nice because sometimes, if I like had a late night or something, I can sleep in till 8:39 and be like, I'll know I get the work done later today and then I'll work through it. But it's not like I have to be there at 07 and I'm not as good as a performer as I should be. Like give me that extra hour sleep or give me that extra hour of ideation on whatever I'm working on to make it work. And that's why entrepreneurship works great for me. And unless something crazy happens, I'll never not be a business owner.
No, I don't think so. I think you're going in a good direction right now, man. It's crazy. Some people ask, how did you get involved in that? And like, I don't know by now how people haven't heard the story of that. We were in Second Ranger Town together.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. Matt,
not just like, I always try to say like, we weren't sister companies. I didn't see you on a deployment. Like we were in the same exact platoon and then same squad at one point too.
We've done the same missions, walked into the same doors in the same rooms.
Yeah, I've definitely followed you into a room or two.
That's why it's like funny to me. It's like, no, dude, that's the fucking homie. And through all social media, man, and being in a public figure and all that shit, I always catch some like, dude, is Matt Best really that cocky? Is Matt Best really that douchey? And I'm like, how hard is it for you to like I tell him all the time, like, dude, when you fucking meet Matt, if you know Matt, he's a genuine motherfucker. Like he's just a genuine motherfucker, right? Like, yeah. But it's and I know just watching from like all the years of watching you and being around you and seeing it, like I knew that it was kind of a heavy thing to portray Matt Best and Best 11X, and then to be just a regular Matt in a bar and everyone wanting you to be the guy they see on fucking YouTube. Like, how fucking hard was that? Because for me, I got mad at a dude one time, like, hey, bro, fucking, I'm like, dude, I'm not your fucking monkey. Like, chill the fuck out. I'm a normal dude. Let's have a beer and chill, right? And so, and you had that times 10. So, like, how hard was that for you, like, all those years?
I think it's funny. We're so similar that we're, like, really laid back when we're just chilling.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think, there is a part of me that's a very, like, sarcastic, semi-cocky guy, but it's not really who I am deep down. And I think that is the extension that created my social media following, was because I was just really heightened, like, hi, but that was the allure of it. It was just this guy that's doing it. And I'm still that way, but it's funny to see how different people actually view me. And I forget that, especially like my really early videos, because we weren't really behind the scenes. We were just doing like, here's a skit where I'm standing up and like kicking someone in the face and then shooting a course on the, and
then chugging a beer and snapping, and people are like, what? But then like, everyone loved it. But then you got the negative feedback with a bunch of fucking trolls that we were like, what the fuck? And I think that's true. It's like when you start doing your BTS, you start being genuine you. People are like, oh, fuck, is it normal?
The reason it doesn't bother me too much is because I kind of think your work speaks for itself, and you've seen a lot of influencer, per se, as you say, across the board kind of fade away because they were that guy and they believed that they were that guy, and then they're like, I'm the fucking man. And the second you start believing that, on to the next one. And something that I've done pretty decently is navigate where I'm good at and really knowing where I'm bad at, and then partnership with people that are extraordinarily well at the things that I'm bad at, and having the understanding of my own personal ego to go, hey, it's okay for someone else to be like a face of something because I'm not that guy. I don't need to be that guy all the time. Yeah. I'm more involved in like creating things. I want to create a legacy with my companies. I want to create a legacy with the content we put out. So I tried to write this book, and it took so long because I'm a perfectionist. So I'm like, it's got to be right. Sure, I could have shit it out and I'm going to get paid either way from my publisher, but I want it to be fucking amazing where people read this and they go, man, that's cool. That's awesome. Yeah. And I think I did it, it's 3 years, and sorry for everybody waiting, but I truly believe I did it.
It's good, man. I don't think I have personally don't have the fucking patience. I'm the guy, I'm on the other side, fuck it, it's out there. Yeah. I'll make the next one better. But it's the whole different mindsets, right? I'm such a fuck it mentality sometimes. In my book, right. I wrote it every morning before I went on set for the Mayans, and every night I was writing it. And then I came home and I did edits, and then I sent it in, and they got kicked back hey, fix this. I go, okay. And by 3 months, I was done, bro. I was like, fuck this. Yeah. This is taking time for my kids. I'm sitting at dinner time going, yeah, kids, all right, have a good night. I love you. And I fucking was getting tired of it, dude. And that's part of
yeah.
It's going to be hard for me to sit down and write another book, but I want to. I've been working on the concept of kind of highlighting the Border Patrol teams, because I think they deserve some credit, and they, you know what I mean? I think they deserve some highlighting and some positive feedback. And so I've been thinking about that, but man, all I keep thinking about is how much it sucked to just sit there and just think and notes, and you know what I mean?
I'm no shit, probably 500 read-throughs on my manuscript, full read-throughs.
How much do you hate it already?
Oh man, it's well, the funny thing is I still laugh during the book because I watched the movie 200 times, and I was like, I've never watched it since the tour that we went on, AFE. I've never once even gazed at that thing because I hate it so much now, because I pick apart everything I wanted to make better. So it's because that's me. I'm like, every time I'm like, this could have been better. And so I know the book isn't published, so I can still kind of change things here or there, but yeah, I'm definitely over it. And that's what I've had to learn over the years, is understanding just how we were in the military, being content with being uncomfortable. And I'm super uncomfortable reading some of the stories, especially revisiting some really dark times in my life. And I'm like, I really want to read this right now, but I got to make sure it's well spoken and puts a good message down. So someone that reads it goes, man, that's kind of what I'm going through. And then they hopefully don't have to hit the fucking, getting hammered off of a full bottle of vodka you just chugged because you didn't get your job you wanted in driving. I don't want people to do that. I did it. It's fucking stupid, Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's
I read my shit and I hate it, but you still get the good feedback, right? You get,
right.
It's funny. It's your own words. It's your own life. It's your own, and I guess we're the biggest critics of ourselves, but people, I think your book is gonna reach a lot of guys, and they're gonna find a lot of relatability, and that's gonna open their eyes to holy fuck, even this dude goes through that. You know what I mean? Because that's what I've noticed.
And that's not to only talk about my books. We can talk about whatever we want, but that's something I really tried very hard to do, was speaking through the horrors of war, but then how I use humor to kind of compartmentalize things and actually not have a lot of issues with anything that I've done, even though I've done some really fucked up things that I won't even write in the book. But, I wanted people to know, it's okay to laugh at some really dark moments in your life, because it's a coping mechanism. Sometimes you need that. And there's a guy that's, done 5 trips and another, how many ever I did doing other stuff. It's okay to be this is super fucked up, man.
Bro, if you're ever in in a trauma room with nurses, they're the darkest motherfuckers I've ever met.
All the time. Yeah,
they're crazy.
Yeah, because you have to. If you're an EMS guy and you're picking kids off the freaking streets once a week, dude, I don't care how strong you are psychologically, that's going to impact you in some way, form, or another. And humor to me is the best coping mechanism, because you don't need liquor, you don't need drugs, you don't need.
There's got to be some kind of method of debriefing, and at least laughing keeps something positive still in your soul. You know what I'm saying? There's something 100%. So positive out of all of it.
Chills, yeah.
Because it's just crazy, because I know that. And I remember I didn't grow up with a dark sense of humor. I just grew up baseball players. We tend to joke about dumb shit all the time, so it didn't matter. But as I got into the military and I started seeing people have this dark sense of humor and laughing at, I was uncomfortable at first. that's fucked up. Like, but then you
Right.
start seeing why, dude. You know what I mean? You get to, like, some of the Ranger songs we were raised on, right? Some of the Ranger songs, like, you're
Yeah.
like, whoa, bro. Okay,
Yes,
you know
and
what I mean?
man.
Yeah, bro, I was just thinking that.
Dark. Yeah.
And so it's like you hear these stories, you're like, dude, that's crazy. And then you start like, I get it, right? It's this little weird bond that we all had because we all knew what we do for work is some people, it's just, they can lose their appetite of what the shit goes down sometimes. And so very interesting, man. That's cool. You know, the book.
But I think that there's another really good point in that too. It's so funny. I want people to know that there's people just like them. I think that's what we did early on with the videos, that we're like, oh, I'm not alone. There's people who think and act just like me. And you know what? To the motherfuckers that want to judge us for, you know, saying the F word a little too much or making a dark joke about a situation that we went through, fuck you, because you didn't go through it and you can judge on the outside, man. So this is for the guys internally and the gals that are like, man, I saw some stuff. Hopefully this gives me some, you know, understanding of what I'm going through. And then moreover, hopefully people that have never experienced it get to know, like, here's this guy that's, you know, a pretty big executive in this company, but also like you can be well put together and have a pretty crazy past. It doesn't define who I am. It just kind of guides my path forward. And I'm very thankful for those experiences.
No, for sure, dude. So let me ask, man, you guys ever think about doing movies again?
Dude, we're going to do one eventually. We have to. Come on.
I feel like we have to.
I know what I personally want it to be, you know, and I think that I would love to bring back certain aspects of like Range 15, but like with a little more, far more mature take on things and make it hilarious and engaging. And
I think we could easily put together, if not better, version of what the guys at Super Troopers do. You know what I'm saying? Like,
exactly. That's
there's no reason why we can't, right? Like we were very young in the industry. We were learning off of watching what Ross knew, and dude, I'm excited to if the conversation comes up, you know, hell yeah, I'm excited. Let's hear what the storyline is. What the
you better be a main character, man.
Yeah, dude, and I'm interested in fucking, you know, doing that this time. I don't want to just be. I would love to help like direct this thing because I really want to. I mean, I've been doing so much in that world now, and I really love it. And I think that's really like the future for me. I believe is going to be in the directing, producing side of things. You know, I don't always want to be in front of the camera as much as it's fun. It's a challenge, but I like to be able to do the storytelling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it's why I think some people have realized some of my newer videos that have done okay. Like I'm in them, but like it's really got my feel to them. Like in Instructor Earl, like I directed that, and there's like the Coming Out as Conservative where I'm there in a little bit, but like all these other things I'm directing with like, you know, Eli and whomever scenes for the most part, because I really have this like feel for it. And I'm the same way. If we ever did a movie again, I would want to be a co-director or something, because I think during Range 15 and we were learning, there's a lot of things I'm like, man, I would do it this way, but I don't know.
Yeah, but we don't know, right?
And I see at the end, I'm like, fuck, I knew I was right, you know?
Yeah. Well, that's it. Like, I think we've got a lot more experience now, and I think we're definitely capable of making that happen and making it successful, dude. So when the team wants to fucking do it, man, you let me know. You know I'm down, dude. That'd be a fun one.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talk to me about Black Rifle Coffee. What are you guys doing now? What's the goals and all that for the future? Like, I know things are growing. You guys are continuing to evolve as a business. And so just curious now, what are some of the things you would highlight right now if someone's asking, like, tell me about Black Rifle?
Yeah, I mean, we're continuing to grow, and I think the biggest thing that is setting us up for success is, you know, Evan's take with my take is let's reinvest in the infrastructure of the company and make this a lifelong project. This isn't like, let's make $1 million and move on. Like, we haven't taken dividends. We've just put it all back into the company. And, you know, I think that shows we built out a whole C-suite of executives as far as a CMO, COO, CFO. You know, we have a third-party audited financials to getting ready for us to do a franchise program and maybe like an IPO or something one day. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, it's really exciting for me because Tom Davin just came on as the co-CEO with Evan.
He's legit, man.
So legit and amazing human, amazing, business accolades that guy has. And so really that's setting us up to build out that franchise model because we don't want to fuck it up. And that's what he's done is the last 20 years of business, essentially, with a bunch of other things.
He's got an incredible resume. So once I saw him coming on board, I was like, whoa, you just know, I mean, things are good, but that dude's going to take things to a different level. He brings a certain amount of clout with him, you know?
Yeah.
So that's huge, man. And that's great, man. It's funny.
Fulfilling our promises, really, man. Like, you know, we said we're going to hire 10,000 veterans. I think we can do it, but there's certain things outside of, you know, direct to consumer. How do we hire 10,000 people just selling subscriptions online? You don't. Yeah. We got to work into brick and mortar, into retail, into wholesale accounts, you know, stores within stores of big outdoor retailers. But the world's the options. We have so many of them. So it's just a matter of getting someone that's done it before so we don't fuck it up and we can do it in a timely manner. That's
good, man. That's oh, dude, I'm happy for you, man. I get tagged on Black Rifle shit all the fucking time still, dude. I'm like, I don't know. They're like, bro, you own it. Can you send me coffee? I'm like, no, I don't own Black Rifle coffee. it's Lead Slinger's whiskey, and you know, that's a cool thing. It's
awesome, and it's doing great right now, man.
Lead Slinger's is doing some crazy shit, man, and I think it's a slow process, but super excited where that's going to go, and hopefully that one continues to grow, man.
It seems like, you know, the want for the products there, and we have a decent team over there. And I think it's certain other things aren't fulfilling as much time in my life. I can focus more on that as well. At least, you know, putting a couple hours a week on it.
It's hard to promote it right now because of the fact that we're not in every state. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard to, because I get shit on so much when I post and they're like, well, it's not here, bro. Can't get it here, bro. And so it's like, fuck.
Right.
But it's kind of the cool thing about Lead Slingers because it's like the supply and demand kind of.
Yeah. If you get a bottle, it's cool. Because if I ever walk in and there's one bottle left, I buy it myself. I'm like,
bro. It's like prohibition shit, bro. People are fucking. You know what I mean? Like, they're driving all over the place to get it, which is exciting for the brand, and it's doing well, man. But fuck yeah. Here's a question.
Yeah.
Music. What do you got planned? What do you got planned?
I don't know if I can say.
Yeah,
I've enjoyed doing the music stuff lately. I will say that a certain guy named Tim Montana and I jammed out. I put it on my Instagram the other day. Maybe, you know, stomp the foot that we'll do a big collaboration song that will be recorded in Nashville in the next couple of weeks. So, I want to I'm going to try to go in and like, you know, I love writing music. You know that. That's what I did for the channel. It's all comedy, but I think that I can take that writing style and apply it to like actual people that have singing ability. You know, you should do one because you sing like an angel and help out. So I think we're going to put some really, really cool stuff together. I've been in like a Granger Smith video. I'm doing one with him and my wife the next couple months. And so I'm just kind of like, get out there in the music industry, have fun. And I think it's really cool for people to see Black Rifle, but then they see the satire videos and then they see country music that we did. They're just like, Jesus, man, what you guys do all the things. Like, that's what I want to be known as. Like, the guy has fingers and everything.
That's good, man. So speaking about your wife, dude, when do you think you're going to have little Matt Best running around? Is there talks of that, or you're still just nah?
I'm married 7 years younger, man. So we got plenty of time. I mean, I'm working 80 hours at least a week. So when I have kids, I'm very fortunate right now. I want to make sure that I have more time to be an epic father if I have kids. So like, we got time.
So so you do have some interest in having kids, or is that like, you know, when the time's right, we'll see?
That's where I'm at, yeah. But you know how women are. They're 30 years old, and they're like, put a baby in me.
Oh, man, yeah. Well, you've always been good with kids, man. You've been good with my kids and JT's kids, and so I can see you being...
Peanut butter, dude. Peanut butter.
Peanut butter, motherfucker. Peanut butter. That's peanut butter. Peanut butter is an old thing I used to do back in the military when I was active duty. And I wouldn't cuss in front of my kids, but if I accidentally dropped an F-bomb, I would say peanut butter after it, and my kids would say peanut butter. And it was like this weird way of them learning that what curse words were and what not to say. And so
we'd have like Joe, like me over at house, like, dude, this motherfucker, peanut butter. And they're like, peanut butter. I'm like, oh man, that's really cool. Like,
yeah, all the soldiers did it, man. It was kind of a cool time, man.
Yeah.
Peanut butter. Well, fucking A, dude. Well, shit, man. I'm really excited to have you on here, dude. It's crazy because I haven't seen you. When was the last time we saw each other?
Saw you in Salt Lake a couple weeks
ago. Oh, that's right.
Salt Lake. Before that, it was a couple months.
I'm going to be coming out to San Antonio here soon, so I'll shoot you those dates when that comes around. And if me and family will be there for a weekend, and then I have to fly out for some other work I'm doing out in San Antonio. We got Warfighter Tobaccos now down in San Antonio, so
that's right. They moved down there.
Yeah, so if you know some guys who want to smoke some cigars out there, and then we have a Hero Sports event in San Antonio the 31st, but I'll be stuck in LA doing Mayans MC stuff. So
I was gonna say you're not gonna be there for that because I actually know people that help out Hero Sports down here. I think I've met the gentleman that works for that. So I sponsored their last event myself personally.
Oh, cool, man! I appreciate it.
Yeah, I think I got asked out to be there on the 31st if I can make it.
I'm not sure if I'm going to make it yet or not, but most likely it's probably going to be no, because the first couple weeks, Mayans MC, we're going to be filming somewhere where I might be out of pocket for a little bit. So we'll see. But dude, we have a team out here, a softball team for Hero Sports. 2 guys have 1 leg.
Really?
Bro, one dude has a blade and he is fucking awesome. I'm talking like
Can he run fast?
Ryan Mac, dude, he runs faster than me, hands down, easily. Like sprints.
Awesome.
And then we have Ryan, who's another single leg amputee from Iraq. And it's been cool to see the team come together and the guys play sports. And I know you've always been active in sports and fitness and MMA. And so
if I stop hurting myself, I rolled my razor 2 weeks ago and nearly broke my whole entire foot. So I have bone bruises.
I saw that shit. I didn't know where the original injury come from. It reminds me of a time when you tried to ride a horse. Yeah,
I know. I like how everybody says I'm prone to injury. Sometimes man, you're prone to injury. I'm like, yeah, but given my lifestyle that like how fast can I go in this razor and do 360s? Yeah. The fact that I'm not dead or a paraplegic is pretty impressive. So
dude, I still have that video of you fucking getting pulled out of a limousine by a helicopter and he went a little too high. I was like,
I hit the ground. I was like, whew, okay.
I sat there thinking this is a stupid way to lose a company. It's not going to be what a dumb way to lose a friend in the company. And there goes all our fucking world. It's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, it worked out. When it works out, it works out.
When it fucking works out, it works out, man. So, dude, I'm glad to have you on here and I appreciate it, dude. Let me know about the Drinking Bros podcast. I know you guys are starting Freedom On here soon, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys will be starting Freedom On here soon. That's going to be you, Evan, and JT. And then Drinking Bros is taking a back seat.
Yeah, I'd love to clear that up because we actually did. Yeah. I did a show with Ross the other day and talked about it. And I think that it's funny to see how people think some of the friendships have become divisive or something. But I just want people to know, we're all still great homies. You and I talk all the time. We're besties. It's just certain things work geographically, and then what you're planning to do in the future. And for us, Drinking Bros is great. I love it, and I probably will get shit for it. But admittedly, some of the stuff we couldn't have level of guests on there because it was Drinking Bros. And if you go back to episode 100 and these other things, and I'm proud that we did them. They're fun, but going forward, how do I want to look, especially when I'm sitting in a room with big investor guys and I have to be speaking in front of boardrooms. And not to say we'll always have a reverent humor. It's just in my DNA and that will absolutely never change.
Right.
But I don't need to be talking about certain things. And that was my take on it. Everybody else has their own take on it. And so, yeah, Freedom On was a way for us to do more of an inclusive Black Rifle and the crazy awesome people that come through the doors of that office and put them and have a really cool interview, talk about the banter in the team rooms, just how kind of how Drinking Bros started with us.
Right.
Those mill stories and just really fun OG stuff. Not as much into the Hollywood entertainment space because I just don't know it. And that's why Ross is would love to pick up on Ross Patterson Revolution and he can run all that stuff. So you just get more now.
What's Drinking Bros going to do? Drinking Bros going to be done and it goes only Ross Patterson Revolution and now Freedom On?
I don't have the exact answer for that, but no, Drinking Bros.
Still figuring it out.
Yeah, it will still be around though. I mean, you can't burn, whatever 300,000 subscribers to that channel or whatever it is, and especially the people that have followed us so amazing.
Dude, everyone's bro, get on back on Drinking Bros. I'm like, dude,
yeah,
I would like to be in the room. I don't want to call in anymore. I want to be in the fucking room at the same time. It's life, bro. Busy as fuck, dude. It's baseball season right now and I'm fucking coaching, I'm the old dude that's no, bro, I gotta fucking be home more. So fuck it, dude. But that's why people always why'd you leave the Dream Bro? Dude, my life was so different at the time where I was going through being a single fucking dad. I can't just fucking find a babysitter every fucking 2 weeks to go fucking film a podcast. It didn't work for my fucking lifestyle. I was sorry, man, I have to do something different. But I enjoy podcasting so fucking much. Yeah, I started my own podcast because I like fucking interviewing people. I like talking to people. I like having the fucking banter back and forth, and I like having it at the convenience of my own because my life is so hectic. Like right after this, we got to go pick up the kids, and then from there we got softball practice, and then we're gonna go watch Avengers, and then you know what I mean? Like that's my life, dude.
Right. And that's the same reason with the Dream Bros for us. It's like, you know, Ross is in North Carolina. We're in San Antonio. Jared's like on the road 50% of the time. And then Evan and I's schedules are pretty synced because we usually have to go to the same meetings and that. So we're like, okay, if we have one internal with a guest, two, at least two hosts and a guest, that's a great show. Yeah. That was a way of like kind of easing the burden on us, but then still doing stuff where people get, I don't know, the show they hopefully want. So.
Yeah, the content, dude. They just want to hear you guys speak your opinions and interview fucking badass people, dude. And the cool thing is that with your network, you're able to bring in some really badasses and fucking like. I
fangirled, man. Ryan Bader was on Drinking Bros.
I saw that, dude.
And it was so funny. One of our head of production, she emailed me about doing some edits and put some other people in the thread. And she's like, by the way, get you a man that looks at you like Matt looks at Ryan Bader. And she screenshotted like 3 ones. And I was like all giddy. I'm like, dude, the guy's like fucking Captain America. He's like 6'4", human. He's cool as fuck. I was like, yeah, I don't care about having a man crush on that guy. He's a 2-time world champion. That's cool. So
yeah, no, he's fucking jacked, dude. That's like the MMA world. Like, you know, like that's the coolest fucking world. Like, I don't give a fuck about actors as much as I give a fuck about MMA fighters. I'm like, dude, I want to spar with you. Let's go. You know what I mean? That's everything.
After the Dream Bros episode, I don't even think I said that. We were drinking a little whiskey, and I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, I don't know. And we did a really late show. So it was like 11 or 10 p.m. at the office. He's like, you want to go spar? I'm like, all right. So we're like grappling and wrestling in one of our conference rooms, and we're just completely bloody because the carpet's ripping us up. And one of my poor customer service agents opened the door. She's like, hi. And I was like, and we're shirtless, sweaty and bloody. And she's like, I was just taking off. And we're like, yeah, I'll close up the office, man. No worries with the look of the stain on her.
It's like, wow, then.
Yeah, just 2 gorillas. Yeah, I got my ass whipped, of course. But
well, he's a professional, and it happens because they're professionals. Every time I get my ass whipped, I go home and I'm driving home and I'm like, okay, he's professional. It's fine. It's okay.
He does this for a fucking living.
Yeah, he gets paid to do this shit. I'm just an old fucker who just hopes I can hold on to my fucking, hope I can have a good hook. Fuck.
And that's when you call someone in your company, and I'm like, Logan, we're gonna go spar. What?
Well, bro, I've always sparred with small dudes, but all these dudes are like so fast and so like they're professionals. I'm like, fuck you guys, man. Like, I want to hurt one of them, but I'm like, they're pros. I'm a loser. I'm just in there for cardio. But come out to LA, dude. I'll be out in LA from May probably through September, depending on how many episodes I get this year. It's
oh, wow.
Yeah, it's up in the air. But I'll be in LA, in and out. Almost every weekend, I'm available to fly home, so I go home to see the kids. But for the most part, throughout the week, I'm in LA working on whether it's going to be acting classes, whether I'm going to be pitching a show. I got a show that I'm pitching, hopefully with luck, and then just working on the Mayans, dude. And so you're more than welcome to stay at my family's house. I stay with my parents, and you just know it, dude. You're my house is your house, dude. You're always welcome. And fucking hit me up. Thank you very much for joining me on the podcast, dude. And
anytime.
Your book is available where right now?
It is absolutely everywhere. So it's called Thank You for My Service.
Yes.
Obviously, I hope people get the humor in that because I'm kind of trolling people. And it's everywhere. You can go on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. It's on Walmart. It's on Target. There's a link in my Instagrams and stuff. It's everywhere. You just Thank You for My Service. Amazon's usually the one I go to. I'm sitting as a bestseller in some of their charts right now, which is pretty cool to see the response to the book. So it won't disappoint. I got to admit that. First time I've ever been super like solid on a project where I'm like, I'm happy about putting this thing out.
Well, that's good, man. I'm happy for you. I'm sure it's going to be a New York Times bestseller fucking no time soon. But congratulations.
Let's write a book and I'll do the edits.
Bro, I can't. I'm dyslexic, dog. It takes forever.
Well, plot twist, I'll just hire someone to do it that's way smarter and you're like, damn, you're talented.
You're so good. You're so good. All right, bro.
All right, good to see you, man.
Good sex, brother.
Will do.
Let it.